New campaign. I didn't even think about it until after I said it. Welcome to the new campaign we will be running every Tuesday here on the channel. Currently known as Aesala, just named after the world, because I haven't figured out anything else otherwise, because I'm not good at names. But otherwise, yes, welcome. We're going to first introduce the players. Don't introduce your characters, just you. For those the people that don't. I hate you.
God damn it, Sam.
Revenge, it's your birthday.
Yeah, it is also my birthday.
Oh, that's how it works.
You guys.
Wow, I gave one to Cyrus, Riz, and Momo.
Let's just get that out of the way. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Happy
birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you, everyone.
We
love you.
day that you fell out of your mom's skin slide.
Certainly a way of putting it.
We're in the middle of a snowstorm? No.
So I'm writing down not healing your necromancer. That's a good thing to put.
Let's come up with the most disturbing thing to say about birth. Here we go.
Everything.
Literally what happened.
Yeah.
Everything.
But otherwise, hello everyone. And woo, look at my cool little screen. I have a nice overlay and stuff.
Let me look at it.
There will be upgrades to it later, but because
upgrades.
Because I have surprises still.
I know. That's why I said upgrades. Ooh.
Surprise.
But yeah, before we go any further, if each of you would like to introduce yourselves from top to bottom, as always.
I'm at top, aren't I?
Always.
Yeah.
You're still at the top.
That's how the alphabet works.
I wanted to make a joke, but I can't.
Just say your name, Rob.
Well, we definitely can.
Hey.
I'll probably your mischief maker this time around, so. Hi. It's bold of you to assume that the chaotic neutral necromancer isn't going to be the troublemaker.
I'm Sam, and I'm going to have a voice that's going to hurt everyone's ears if I can't think of a better one.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear God.
I don't have Smite ready this time.
Yeah, I'm going to warn you guys, you might want to lower my
and I'll probably give it up.
Yeah, I just want to lower my volume just a little bit. I'll warn you beforehand, but...
Gotcha, already done.
Did not hesitate on that.
What?
Hey, listen! I'm giving him warning.
Oh my God. That would be more Rob's, because he is the fairy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm going to use my kobold voice. This is going to get fun.
Go ahead.
Oh shoot, wait, am I next?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was not looking at the Discord. Hi, I'm Cyrus. I'm Cyrus, your local tree. I'm very tall. Yeah.
Yes.
That's my icebreaker fun fact.
Fun fact, I am tree.
Yes. Not the tallest person I know, but still pretty tall, Cyrus.
Yeah, I'm not the tallest person I know.
I am Steve Rogers.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Just because you're the
I'm not
oldest
saying-
of us, Momo.
I'm not saying I believe you, but I would hate to call Captain America a liar, you know?
Hey, who said Captain America?
There are Steve Rogers that aren't Cap.
Yeah.
Karina?
I mean, fair.
I'm Karina. I'm the local introvert.
I'm me. Obviously, you should know who I am. If you don't,
No, not at all.
This is obviously
That
your
seems
first
very
time joining the
presumptuous.
channel. Hi, I'm Brian. I run this whole channel. Come visit me more. I do fun things.
I forgot to put the link everywhere. Fuck.
You had one job.
Shut up.
Hi, I'm Momo. I'm the social butterfly.
Yeah.
I can walk into any situation and make it weird.
Not as weird as the next person made the birthday situation.
Yeah.
Segways. I'm good at that.
Disconnect number 1. So I'm Reem, I suppose.
You sound very unsure.
I mean, I didn't know if I wanted to give my first or last name, you know?
Roll for name.
Yes. Let me pull up my random name generator right quick.
Welcome to veteran status, where you don't know which name you prefer.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know at least 3 of us can attest to that statement.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I mean,
I guess. Sorry, you can go.
No, I was just saying, like, I agree with that, but I've figured out which name I prefer. It's just people feel weird calling you by your last name. I just forget I have a first name sometimes.
I mean, yeah, I go by Rich still to this day.
I mean, I don't have a real name.
Yeah,
We established that here.
Also,
Yeah, I'm just Wiz. Hi, I'm Wiz. Good segue.
Good segue. Also, I have cool shirt, which has my shared birthday person, aka Senku from Dr. Stone, which is amazing.
I can't wait for this. That series has been so good lately.
Oh, and also cool cup. If this cup changes out, you guys are officially in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I have a how do you want to do this cup?
I ain't doing anything, I swear.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember
Brian.
that one.
Yes.
Brian,
Oh, no.
you already got to put the nat 1 counter to 1.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. We do already have technically
Yup.
that 1.
Oh, that's right. The counter.
I love how the counter has gone over to this campaign.
Yeah, I
Yes.
just literally copy pasted the entire scene. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's cool that we're doing it.
Well, yeah, because
That's
it's fun.
world. I don't know.
It's a small world after.
No.
I just-
Copyright.
yeah,
Bye-bye.
yeah. This is going to YouTube, guys.
Bada, bada,
Oh,
bada, bada.
shit. Well, you tell me now.
You're supposed to know
You
this.
know what? I suddenly need to rethink every decision I've already made if this is going
Don't
on
worry,
YouTube.
I'm putting it for mature audiences only.
Okay, good.
Good call.
Ooh.
You think I'm doing a D&D campaign and having it PG?
Hey kids, go
Yes.
watch this campaign with a bunch of idiot adults. I swear it won't
No.
be bad.
We like to swear as it is.
Yeah, we like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure half of my vocabulary. See, I
Okay,
can't even.
just
I don't even have that word.
Regularity.
Don't zoom out. Don't zoom out the map of on Roll20.
Why?
I didn't do that. I'm just gonna say I didn't do that.
My maturity level just dropped.
So don't. So I really don't want to.
I mean,
zoom
was
out.
even up that
Got it.
high.
No, you don't.
Very
No.
nice.
No.
Very nice.
Cyrus, is that you bastard?
I respect it.
It wasn't me.
What are you talking about?
It was Cyrus.
I love you.
I have no idea what's happening. What?
You don't worry about it.
It's gone now. It's fine.
Speaking
All is
of,
right with the world.
so introduction for everyone else. So this is the world I have homebrewed Aesala. It is based around essentially the currently 11 dragons that run the different regions. Each dragon is a different color and very much runs their region differently. You can find out more lore later. It'll come out. I don't want to give it all here because we'll be here forever. But our players are starting in the small city of Asmar. I can zoom in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No, you can't. There's even more stuff if you zoom in.
Starting in Asmar here, just south of Jubileum, or the southern end of Jubileum. Small mining town. I can actually. Ba-ba-ba-da! Whoa!
Whoa!
War.
Whoa!
Huh.
War.
Whoa!
Okay, I'm good.
Whoa!
Okay, minimize you guys.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Material for players, action, drama, adventure.
Yes.
Depression.
But
oh wait, was that
so
not supposed to be included?
I mean, death and depression are kind of required.
Listen, man, we don't talk about that.
Do we have a rogue in the party?
We don't talk
No.
about Bruno?
Nope. We
No.
don't talk about
No further. No further.
No,
It's
we
on
already
the
established
remember?
that we don't talk about him, so stop talking about it.
So,
Don't talk about it.
we will be starting off with our players over at the tavern known as the Needy Demon. It is run by a tiefling. More for the common folk, more so than anything else. A lot of the younger the miners go there because they don't have the ability to go to the higher end tavern, which lies in the northern part of the city. But we zoom
When you say
in.
miners, do you mean with an E or an O?
There's a nearby silver mine.
I just have to check.
Yeah, no.
We're having
there's probably
miners
miners
mine?
here too, but like, I mean, most of them are dwarves. So let's be real, they already look like they're 25.
Yeah,
They've already got a more full beard than you will ever have.
I mean,
I can't.
only because Karina won't let me grow it. By Karina, I mean
You
me.
won't let you grow it.
You're not wrong. I hate beards.
I can't sleep with one. Like as soon as it starts growing, I'm like, no, you need to go away. I can't. Sleep with one.
Gone tears it off.
But
Like,
I'm going to roll a d6 quick. To stress everyone out.
Dude,
As a
do it.
bastard.
I hope you all are prepared for this.
Let's see who's poisoned.
I'm not at all.
Don't tell people that.
I have a special. Death wish now.
Actually, this is easy. I already kind of know what this character's doing. But, Momo, would you describe your character and what they're doing at the bar? Also,
I gotta pull up my character information now. I gotta open D&D Beyond. Give me a moment.
also
You didn't do that
nice
before?
little
Wow.
surprise, everyone.
No,
You
I'm-
got very large there.
Who, me?
No, I'm talking about the Sarah Overture.
Human.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Bard 3.
Ah.
What happened to Bard 2 and 1?
Actually,
We don't-
I didn't
Okay,
think
they're
about
in the
hate you
same
for that one,
category
Sam.
as
I hate
Bruno.
you for that
We
one.
don't talk about them.
I was drinking. Continue on, John.
I'm sorry.
Everybody that's already been introduced to her knows her as Camilla.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, Camilla Serafina Moonchild. She is a 3rd level bard, blonde hair, blue-eyed, very pale, like Caucasian. And at the moment, she's probably going to be in the back corner of the bar playing for whoever is currently in the bar at the moment.
It's kind of...
After having made an agreement with the bartender to perform.
Yeah, perform for residents.
For room and board, yes.
Yep. That's what I was going for. It's pretty quiet currently. It's about midday, so the miners are still in the mines currently. But you know
they're not in school?
Look, they
I
have to
have
earn
made
a
all of
living.
the regrets.
When do we leave this town?
We just started in this art.
I mean, I can't tell you when that happens.
Yeah, that's kind of our decision, isn't it? You know,
This whole campaign is just in this town.
So, John, give me a performance check, please. Or no, you don't have to. Well, this one's for flavor more so than anything actual.
That's a number.
Well, I hope it's a number. If it's a letter, we have bigger problems.
That's a 12?
Oh.
So it's acceptable,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
acceptable. It's
I'm not giving it my all, that's for sure.
Someone's off their
You're
game.
very much kind of thinking of the music from your childhood here, which isn't getting over well with the crowd. I mean, the few that are in here are kind of the roughnecks, like, so they're kind of like, ugh, like.
Definitely not reading the room, just playing what I feel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck you.
That exact song.
Wait,
It's an original.
can I use dancing lights to accent it?
Yes, but then I'm going to need you to describe your character.
Okay, so my character,
Boom.
yes, Therius, little fairy. We went with like tiny Tinkerbell size fairy rather than the gnome size they said we should be.
Because gross.
Yeah.
This is going to be a lot more fun this way.
100%.
He is more mystified by this world because he came from the Feywilds and he wants to learn more about it, but also he's still a fairy, so he's going to be a bit of a prankster at times.
Sorry, what was his name?
Therius.
I have the campaign open, so I'm just copy pasting what I see on the name.
And he is a wild magic sorcerer.
Speaking of wild magic, I need you to roll me a surge.
Oh, right. That is a 6.
Cool. Now on a 3 and below, you surge.
Yep.
That got close.
This place is going to be up in flames by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just going to go up in flames by the end of the night.
For context for chat and anyone watching later, wild magic I am doing where it goes up in degrees as you don't surge. So once he surges, it'll go back to 1. Because otherwise, wild magic sorcerers are boring as hell.
Correct.
Continuing on. Alright. Hey, Mr. Wannabe Kobold. Would you like to describe what you're doing?
Dramatic gasp.
He is probably just sitting in a booth, just like fiddling with a really crappy looking wooden toy that he has. It's more like a fidget toy than it is a normal toy, and it looks like it's really shittily made. Like he's playing with it. And because I assume now I'm gonna have to describe my character.
Yes, please.
Wait, you're telling me you don't look like a gecko?
I wish. Dreams are made. No, I didn't know what to put for that. He is a very slender, very tall male elf. You can't really see much of him because he's trying to you can't really see much at the moment. All you can see are his really, really dirty, scarred hands playing with the toy, and bits of really messy olive hair just flowing out of the hood that he's wearing, and his skin is dark and hazel.
But yeah, you're sitting at the bar, kind of fiddling along. You've previously met Camila, correct?
Yep.
I was just confirming name, because I'm bad with names. I'm going to try to be good. Thank you, Alba. Yeah, you're kind of fiddling, and you see one of the miners kind of looks over at you quick, trying to analyze what you're playing with. Kind of what is it, even? Do you have a description?
Yeah, I have a description for you.
Okay.
It looks like a bit of a small wooden bear, but it's missing its front paw, and part of its back looks like it's been dug into with nails, so it's kind of like looks like it's been like played with a little too hard, and it has a little hinge like in the center of it, and it looks like it just pops so he can open and close it very quietly like a fidget.
think it's time to upgrade. Looks a little worn out. Might need a new one.
It's all I really have. I could probably go find something.
Just a suggestion. Nope. No judgments here. I understand. I keep a lucky charm on me as well. And he pulls out a small singing stone.
Oh, see, I was expecting a box of children's cereal.
God damn it.
I wish I'd made that joke now.
Oh, that's pretty there.
Thank you. I use it to see magical goings on in the mind sometimes. Sometimes it works. Other times it's finicky.
Magic kind of is. That's just how a magic goes.
Magic's a pain, is what I say.
Sometimes it can be really fun.
All right. Karina, what is your character? Oh, describe your character and what are they doing in the bar or the tavern right now?
T is a elf monk. Currently she's probably standing like on one of the far walls, just surveying the whole thing, keeping an eye on the door and keeping an eye on the exits. She has a satchel hanging over her shoulder, and she's currently wearing a really tight hooded cape, and she's just kind of leaning up against the wall, just kind of fidgeting and just watching the scenery.
Give me a perception check.
That's an 11.
Kind of analyze around. You've only been here like a couple days, and everything feels out of place for you at this point. Very much feels like it's unsettling compared to what you've been around in your lifetime. So it's very hard to pinpoint what is off. Next. Mr. Sean, would you like to describe your character and what they're doing currently in the tavern?
Certainly. So my character is a tiefling of the non-standard variety, which is easily spotted by the wings that he has neatly tucked away behind his back. He's currently having a conversation with an elderly gentleman in the corner, just trying to hear what his life has been like and see what knowledge he can glean from this man's experiences. But he watches the bard with some level of interest, almost to the point of distraction from his conversation, because he's not heard music like this before. And while it is unfamiliar, it's not altogether unpleasant.
So as you're kind of like half listening to the individual, half listening to the bard, you suddenly feel a movement rush towards you, and you see the old man like started to raise his cane to smack you to pay attention, but he completely whiffs it. Now, this is the problem here. You're not listening.
My apologies, sir.
You sit down, you ask an old man about his life, and then you start getting distracted. This is the problem with youth these days.
That's fair, sir. My apologies. Is music like this common in these parts? I'm new to the area.
No, it's not our taste.
Back in my day, music was regular.
I thought about making the joke. I thought about it.
Oh my god.
So with that, I'm going to continue listening to this old man tell his tales and glean what knowledge I can from his life and experiences.
He goes on about stories and stories of things he's done in the mines, how he could have been this great sculptor in his youth, but because of an injury to his hands, he couldn't. It all sounds like bullshit to you.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Mr. Wiz.
Okay. So there is a gem dragonborn with these like very pearlescent colored scales covering his body, and is dressed in this rather unique short-sleeved hooded overcoat composed of very like elegant patterns, almost containing variety of different shades of blacks and whites, and has a pair of gloves of matching appearance that are worn that reach just below his elbow. And he's currently off to the side at one of the tables, just sketching in a book of his, probably about 2/3 done with a sketch of a flower of sorts. More than likely something that he's encountered during his travels and collecting. And he has this rather unique, I'll say star-shaped birthmark of sorts in his scales at his throat. He's currently just minding his own business and tending to his sketch and taking time to put in details correctly.
Give me a just give me a tool check. We'll call it wisdom based. No, intelligence. You're an artificer, it's intelligence based.
Let's see how this goes. Ooh. Okay. Yes, it is.
Let's go. Let's add to the tally.
This is why he's taking his time. Well, that's going right in dice jail.
You kind of, as you're drawing, the music kind of, like you've gotten used to Camilla's music at this point, and it kind of distracts you for a moment, and you start drawing. You essentially mix two of the plants you've recently seen that you intended to jot down. You have essentially mixed features of both of them into this drawing, and you realize about halfway through it, you're like, oh, this is not right at all.
Fix that. Okay, guess I shouldn't be using the Arden die. It's exclusively for him.
Arden said, how dare you?
Yeah, apparently. It's usually fine, but nope. Not with this campaign.
Alright, and with that, our last player, Cyrus.
Indeed. V, he's I say tall, but rather short for a dragonborn, around 5'11", 6-foot-ish. Very lean, skinny, pale, silver-scaled dragonborn. He's wearing typical leathers, browns, and blacks armor. Very, like, ragged, hooded cloak that goes about down to his hip, with a scabbard, like a sword handle sticking off his back, and one at his side. He's probably sitting not quite in the middle, probably closer to the edge, scouting out any good marks, anyone who looks like they got a little loose pockets you could take something from.
Give me a perception check, please. Actually, give me an insight check. I lied.
I like that more. 10.
It's pretty bare in here. Like, there's a very few individuals, so you don't feel like it would be safe right now. You'd be much more comfortable when it gets crowded, but you do see, like, some of the miners are already, because the ones that got off a little early, they're already pretty drunk. But you do also see this kind of nervous individual at the bar that seems like they probably would not notice if you came up and were friendly to them and think nothing of it.
Noted.
While the bar isn't too busy, I'd like to do enthralling performance.
Feel free.
I'd like to target 3 of the drunk miners, because they're gonna have the less wisdom here.
Oh yeah, 100%. What's the save?
DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
Alright. Why are you acting up?
Because it's funnier this way.
I mean, you're not wrong. I just hate when D&D Beyond decides to delete letters as I'm typing.
Delete.
That sucks
Delete.
ass, yeah.
Cool, they all fail.
So everybody else would hear like the change in the tempo of the music to more of a country rustic sound, like completely detuning my lyre here, trying to get their attention. They are considered charmed for 1 hour.
Okay.
So they're more inclined to be friendly toward me and sort of pay for my drinks and things.
Okay. So you all kind of in your separate little areas for the most part. As you guys are sitting there, you guys start to hear a tremor, and you feel it for just a brief moment as it shakes the whole bar, and you see the bartender turns around quick. Large tiefling. Most of you have been here a couple times, would know him as Uramon. Immediately goes and grabs like the expensive bottles to make sure they don't fall over. One he like catches with his foot quick, leaning back, and picks it up. I swear they're getting worse. You would think those miners knew what they were doing, and one of the drunk ones looks at him. We know what we're doing. If you did, my place wouldn't be shaking. Then as you guys are kind of reeling from the shake, you start to hear a commotion outside.
Shriek immediately gets up and goes outside.
Camilla would follow Treek.
Is
They would
there a
go.
window that my character would be able to peek through?
There's a large window. It's pretty dusty, but you can peek out quick.
Yeah, so hopefully without irking my conversation partner too much, I would take a look outside to see, what all's going on. If it's something I need to be showing more interest in or not.
You see that as as you look outside, and as those of you who go outside, you see a bunch of the dwarves seem to be running up from where you guys know the mine entrance is.
I'd go up to one running and be like, "Oh, what's wrong? Why are you running away from the workplace?"
There's been a collapse. Something's coming. We need to move.
What do you mean something? What?
He
Yeah,
darts past you.
Fuck!
this sounds concerning.
Shit! Oh. I tried to. Is there any other ones near me that are like about to run by me?
You see, there's a good 10, 15 that are just starting to sprint up towards the tinted aisle.
Hey!
So north.
Hey, was anyone left behind? I try to shout to one of them.
Also, as they're running past me, I'm gonna ask anyone coming past me: Is anyone hurt?
What I'm asking, yeah,
I think so. I don't know. It was a collapse. We had to run.
Fuck! Camilla, tell Capathicus that we're probably gonna end up to the mine. And I'll start running.
I'm going to turn to the bar and cast a message to Carpathicus.
All right.
We're heading to the mine. There's something going on. People might be hurt.
All right then.
And
Yes,
then
I'll
I'm
see you
going
there.
to take off running as well.
And close my book, cast Expedition Tree, and make my way there.
Yeah, super speed.
I think at this point, I would make my excuses and apologies to the gentleman at the table with me, while I almost lackadaisically head towards the mine, because anytime there's people screaming and running away, there's something interesting to be found.
Yeah, Tio will kind of slowly make her way out the door. Oh fuck, what's going on?
Darius is going to take interest in this and kind of follow outside, whichever opening he can get out of, window, door, whatever's open.
Door would be open, so you can get out the door easily.
Okay, yeah. And he will see where people running towards the mine are going, reach into his gray bag of tricks that he's got on, and throw out a giant badger.
Yes.
I choose you, giant badger.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
And ride it in that direction.
What username has purpose in this game now?
Also, I mean, he's gonna go. Hold on, I got a name for it. Go that way, Quentin the Fourth.
That makes me concerned about the first three.
I love it.
I thought it was gonna be Sam.
I would have been so distracted.
Go Sam the 17th.
Oh no.
No, the regular Bastion is Sebastian.
Oh.
But anywho, yeah, I'm riding a giant badger towards the mine.
All right. V, what are you doing?
I think after seeing most of the bar's patrons heading out, B would just go,
Okay.
forget about it. And he'd just get up from his seat, put his drink down, and start walking towards the mines.
Yeah, a lot of the other miners immediately are like, yeah, we want no part of this.
Yeah, he's interested, so he'll start running-ish towards the mines.
I'm going to yell to Treek. Treek, slow down for a minute.
And he'll skid in a cartoon,
You just see this blur go by.
As I catch up to you, I'm going to place my hand on your shoulder and cast Enhance Abilities.
Oh fuck, okay.
I'll take that.
Cat's Grace. You have advantage on dexterity checks, and you don't take damage from falls 20 feet or less.
Okay. And I'll I can do the same to you, but
and then go again. Go. Okay. And I start running too.
Starts running as well. Fuck.
As
Fetch.
You guys get closer, you see that there are a couple of dwarfs still standing there trying to get a hold of the situation, but you do very clearly see the entrance has collapsed.
Ow. Do I see any wounded?
On initial inspection, no.
Okay.
That won't be up here.
Hey, what happened? What's wrong?
You see one of them looks at you. Apparently, there was a eruption from below. Unsure what caused it, but pretty sure there's at least a couple dwarves left down there. We're trying to get others to bring in equipment and such, but unsure when we can get down in there.
Is there any opening at all?
It is. You can see like in between the rocks and stuff, but the rocks are quite large that collapsed.
Camilla's gonna run up and try to start moving some of these bigger rocks out of the way.
Would you say spike growth could move some rocks?
No.
No.
But give me a strength check.
Oh, with help, because as soon as Treek sees you fucking do stuff, he's gonna help you.
Okay.
With the extra time, I'm going to zoom around the outskirts and just see if I can find any other entrances anywhere.
It's 13 for straight strength. If you want athletics, it's +5, so 18.
Okay, we'll go athletics. Yeah, so you're able to start slowly picking these things up. These are quite heavy, even for you with the gauntlets. But these are massively heavy. But you slowly start moving around. Kay, give me a perception check.
Okay, let's try this one. See if you screw me over. That is a 16.
16? You don't see another entrance, but you do clearly see cracking in a little bit further down in the mine. Or down around the mine. You see cracking in the ground.
How wide does it look right now?
Not very. Enough
Okay,
where you
but it's
notice
starting.
it, but not enough where you're like, oh shit, I can't be anywhere near this.
Okay.
Probably about a good 5 feet long, and only maybe a foot wide, if that.
Can I see anything down in the crack at all yet?
Do you have dark vision?
No, I do not, because
not.
Gem Dragon Boards for some reason don't have it.
Then you do not.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
You kind of look down and you don't see much. But
It's weird.
You do hear clinking. Like the sound of a hammer against stone.
Actually, what I can do, I'm going to find a random rock, use my magical tinkering to make it emit a 5-foot radius light, and drop it down inside, and see how far it goes.
Yeah, you drop it down, and you see it falls probably a good 50 feet down. Actually, roll me a d20, please.
Oh dear. Oh, where are you going? Oh, that's 17.
Roll to hit innocent miner below.
You don't speak Dwarvish, correct?
Hitch. No, I do not.
Do you speak Undercommon?
I do not either.
Would I be able to hear it? I speak Undercommon.
You would not. You just hear a very gruff voice shout back up at you.
Sounds like you meet or beat the AC there, boss.
And you said it's 50 feet down?
Yep.
Lucky.
Is it acrobatics to fit through a crack?
Yes.
Is there a big enough crack where I could try to fit through?
You'd have to climb on top of the boulders, because essentially, so it doesn't collapse down, Camilla had to start moving them from the top.
Okay. What is it to climb?
It's going to be a acrobatics check.
You still have advantage because it's Dex.
Yep. I should have just clicked the advantage button. Well, that's 2 14s, so does that suffice?
You stumble on your way up, but you're able to quickly get through.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get in the creek.
Alright. Carex, V, and T, what are you guys doing?
I mean, I haven't exactly been in a rush to get there, so how far away is this?
It's probably a good, 100 to almost 200 feet.
Alright, so my character would be arriving about now and realizing more or less what's happened and feeling quite disappointed that there's not some giant monstrous creature that he could study. He would begin looking around to see if there was any large workhorses or really any kind of cattle animal nearby.
Well, you don't see one currently, any kind of large cattle. You do see that there is a very large mechanical bull they seem to use for a lot of the dragging of large rocks around. That has a cart still hooked to it.
Okay. So at this point, I'm going to look up at the individuals that are trying to dig through the boulders manually and just casually suggest, that might be able to help expedite things a little bit.
Our animal!
The only problem with that, though, is that is made of a lot of rare metals, and should the magic break on it through damage, the materials needed are not exactly easy to find here.
Fair point.
Otherwise, trust me, that would have been our first option, would be ram the bull.
So
I made enough room for him to fit through. And if I keep moving these, we can maybe get people out.
Oh, so there's people down there. Well, I mean, have you considered just leaving them? They already work there.
You see one of the dwarfs goes, honestly, kind of did. Because pretty sure the reason that we're having these issues is we're pretty sure those ones are stealing, but we don't know for certain.
Whatever your judgments are on them, you can pass your judgment after they're out.
Exactly. I mean, they do still have wife and kids, some of them. So we do kind of at least have to be decent and at least acquire the bodies if they're alive.
Be that as it may, it's just my suggestion that, if they're already in there, and judging by the sounds of hammering stone, it sounds like they're digging to get out. I mean, why do we need to do anything at this point? They'll get out.
I mean, to expedite. I mean, they do still have supplies in there that we do need. Stuff's expensive.
That's fair. That's a good point. Because capitalism. So, am I aware?
Digging, can't you meet them in the middle?
That's kind of the plan. We're just hoping they're digging in the right direction.
We should probably find that out then.
Darius is gonna try to speak up. Tiny ass fairy on the back of a giant badger.
Well, aren't you the littlest little thing?
Yes, I know. Do you guys want me to get Quentin to start digging? Out of character comment. Giant badgers have a 10-foot burrow.
I mean,
you do need to be very careful because, structure's obviously extremely unstable.
So why don't you point him in the right direction then?
Can I pet the badger? I just want to pet the badger.
You can pet the badger.
Okay, I will pet the badger. And I'm going to cast I believe it's beast bond on it. So now we can telepathy to each other. Just so I can tell the badger what a magnificent beast it is. And it can understand me.
Respect.
Aw.
Cool. So you guys see a bunch of dwarves start pulling a massive machine towards you guys.
Pew.
As it gets closer, you realize it's essentially a giant drill. All right,
Yes, please.
get out the way. Move, bitch.
I'm going
Treek's
to.
already in the tunnel.
Treek would have ran down the tunnel looking for people, so he's not just standing at the entrance.
You have night vision, correct, Tariq?
I do have dark vision. I do.
At least someone does here.
Yeah, I'm going to just alight to the wing, and I'm just going to survey from above while continuing to provide not so useful suggestions.
All right,
Sure,
Tariq,
honest.
I'm going to need you to give me 3 acrobatics checks.
All at advantage. The first one is a 15.
Okay.
The second one, thank God you gave me advantage. Holy shit. The second one is a 16. And the third one is a 23. Not 20.
Jesus.
Nice. So,
Wow, he's a
the
ninja.
first one you kind of have the first little hurdle of rock and such. You kind of have a little bit of trouble getting through. The second one you've kind of gotten used to it. By the third one, which was very tight, you kind of like literally like squish your way through. You feel very gecko-y for a moment. Ha, jokes.
Oh my god.
I figured
Don't
he
hear that
would've
at
felt
all.
like a cat with the cat's grace.
No, I had to make the gecko joke because he wants to be kobold. It's funny.
I'm a kobold.
He just wants to be a scaly boy.
I'm the kobold.
I cast True Polymorph.
Please.
So, you guys, yeah, Tariq, you get quite a bit in, and you see, some of the miners seem to be trying to dig their way through, and as you burst through, they're like, "The fuck?"
Hey!
Oops.
How? I think that's justifiable. How?
My bones are flexible. Is anyone hurt?
I mean, we got a couple injured towards the back, but we're just trying to get out of here. Priority.
Well, I can heal them and they can help you faster.
I mean, you're welcome to. One of them literally is out cold. He had
I got this!
He had a support beam fall on his head.
I run to that one first.
Yeah, he is very clearly like borderline bleeding out, like probably broken neck.
Next time you find a glowing rock.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you do. No, you don't actually. You don't see a glowing rock.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
You see, he stabilizes.
And knock the fuck out.
He heals for 7.
Cool. Yeah, he stabilizes. Still unconscious. I mean, he's still got a goddamn broken frickin' neck. He's not about to win any Olympic gold medals with it.
Well, obviously. And then, how many others are injured?
There are about 2 others.
Well, I cast Cure Wounds on both of them.
All right.
One dealing 5 HP, and then one giving 7.
Okay. You were about to say something, Mama?
Was I informed about the crack in the ground at all?
No.
Like, there were
Kay has
people
not
down
come
there?
back yet.
Kay said no. Oh, does Kay see me down there now?
No.
Does he hear me? Because my voice is screechingly loud.
Nope. And as I said, you don't see the stone he dropped.
Oh, interesting.
Cave rumbles more every time you speak.
Shouting only does the opposite. But so they take the drill and they start drilling into it, kind of ignoring. You're like, oh, Tariq is in there, and they're like, well, we have priorities, so.
Luckily, Treek has bones of butter, so it's fine.
They start.
That's
healthy.
a really concerning sentence. Like, you need to see a
Fine.
doctor.
I am a doctor.
If you don't see a proper doctor soon, you're gonna see Dr. Me, and we don't need
Jesus.
So you see, it gets about like a little more than halfway into the tunnel, and just it further collapses, starting to crush the machine. And you see the dwarfs go, fuck.
So at this point, I would interject saying, are you sure you guys know how to use that? Because it looks like you're breaking it.
Did not realize how badly the support beams are damaged.
Does it affect insight as well, Brian?
No, but you do hear the rumble and shifting.
Oh, shit.
The fuck was that?
I have no idea. What? I'm gonna start helping them dig because I'm scared.
Yeah. Go ahead and actually, first, what's your passive perception?
16.
Just before you start digging and you realize everyone else had stopped, you still hear the ting of hammer to stone.
That's not one of you, is it?
They all look around. None of us are digging. What do you mean?
Did you not hear the ding?
You see one of them perks up their ears.
The dinner bell's going off.
Wonder if it's.
Shut up, please.
Wonder if it's a knocker.
A what?
Kind of weird.
Ooh,
Superstitious
Tommy
person.
knockers. I get this one.
Oh, God.
They help with cave-ins. They usually warn beforehand, so it's very weird they're doing it so late.
Oh, I can't make an insight check on a creature I can't see.
All you hear is the ting.
Can I hear where it's coming from?
It's coming from over by the injured individuals.
I'm gonna rush back over to them and look around.
You hear it a little more distinctly, but not much.
Is there like a tunnel further down, or?
No, it collapsed further. Essentially, you're in a small pocket where it didn't collapse.
Okay.
Like the 13th floor of the North Tower.
Yes.
We should. Frick.
Since I saw the drill go in and just collapsed onto, can I look around for another entrance, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead, give me a perception check. Everyone that's outside can. Wiz.
Yes.
What's your passive?
My passive is 12.
Treek, are you in a tree somewhere?
One sec, let me pick up my D20 that I just dropped.
Oh, no.
Jesus, Cyrus special 20.
Oh, I did.
22.
Oh, cool. Cyrus.
Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. I rolled insight.
Catched all that. I was confused for a second.
You decide that instead of like going around like everyone else, you're gonna start going up essentially the large hill that leads into the small mountain, and you see essentially an air shaft. It's very thin, maybe like 2 to 3 feet wide.
Does it look like I could fit down there?
Probably not. It'd be
Okay.
tight if you could. And you're
Okay.
not sure if it's a straight shot down. But it is an aircraft.
Strange question. Does the knocking sound threatening, or like their superstition of just a warning? Like it's like knocking like to threaten if it's coming closer, or
It
knocking
sounds like hammering.
Okay.
Because the rest of the dwarves have gone back to hammering. It sounds similar to that.
Okay. I'm gonna like stay with the injured and make sure they don't get felt on. But I am keeping a pretty large ear on if the knocking behind me gets closer and closer and closer.
Okay. But yeah, Cyrus, you find that. Karina, T sees a much smaller crack to the far left. K, you would have gone to the right hand side. T, you go to the left. You see a very small crack, like maybe a foot long and a couple inches wide.
Is there? Can I see anything down there? Yes, I have dark vision.
You see a couple feet down. It looks like it's maybe I think dark vision's what, 30 feet?
60.
It's 30 or 60 depending on the race.
Yeah. You can see pretty well into it. It's probably a good like 40 feet down. You see a small bit of what is very clearly
Mine's
lantern
60
light.
feet.
You can see very clearly just a little bit of lantern light.
I would like to shout down, see if maybe there's someone there.
Tariq, you hear someone call down to you.
Can I discern from where?
It comes from when you're looking towards the entrance, your right hand side.
I'll like, after making sure the injured are like okay, I'll walk over. Hello?
Is it
There's
me
someone
you're
down
looking
there.
for?
Hi! Shut up! Hi!
Good joke.
I didn't realize there was a hole over here.
Neither
it
did
is
I.
A very small crack, like you can just barely see.
There's not a chance you can make that bigger, is there?
Me personally, no.
Because we have 3 injured. One severely injured. And I'm not sure what it is, but there's something knocking down a collapsed tunnel.
Knocking?
Hammer knocking? I don't know. The dwarves think it's a knocker.
Sam,
Have you tried hammering the door?
As you're talking, you hear the hammering get faster.
I look at the dwarves. They look concerned.
They haven't noticed it.
Hey, dwarves, friends, what happens if the knocking gets faster?
It means there's probably another collapse. You see they all kind of stop their hammering for a moment, and now you can clearly hear it is definitely not knocking, but hammer and chisel against stone.
Are any of the dwarves around me right now?
No. They're all at the entrance trying to figure out what to do.
All right, I'm gonna run towards the entrance and just tell them that I found a crack and there's knocking.
Tommy knockers.
Sure.
Thought it was myth.
Tommy.
How concerned do the dwarves
There's
look
also
about it being
3
a
injured people and 1 is severely injured.
I was gonna say I'm still standing there. Do you guys have tools, maybe? Like actual
I
tools?
mean, we have to analyze the situation first before we run in with tools, because, yeah, we
Do
can
you
dig-
have tools sitting around right now? Do you have a sledgehammer that I can just use?
Yeah, there's a couple ones that are pretty well worn, but we have them.
Point me to it, and then I'll go with her to figure out what's going on over here.
He points over towards the mechanical bowl.
I have.
Okay, I run over and I just, how do they? I'm just looking for a long-handled, like big-headed sledgehammer.
Yep, you find one. It's pretty well worn. You can tell like the head is very much like holding on by a thread, but it's holding on. Before I hop back to that, first, Kay, you can clearly now hear this tinking at a very rapid pace, like.
And I can hear it clearly or just
Quite clearly.
muffled? Okay.
Can I also hear it from up top?
You can be.
Is the hole getting bigger at all yet?
It got a little bit bigger when the drill got stuck.
Okay. And are there any large rocks or trees around?
There's a pretty large tree.
Okay. I'm going to tie my 50-foot rope around it. And
Okay.
worst case scenario, if it opens up, I'm at least at the ready.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check, please.
Oh boy.
It's going to only go badly.
See
Okay,
how
no, it can't go
voiced
badly.
out
That's
it goes.
That's an 18.
18. Yeah, you feel pretty confident in your tying up the knot. Speaking of, I need to put one nat 20 on there.
2.
Oh yeah, 2. I forgot you got that one at that very last thing. Which, by the way, the DC was an 18.
My butter bones were great. I'm only gonna refer to that as butter bones moment now.
Valid. Go ahead, Cyrus.
It's gonna be like Critical Role fluffing over.
Can I yell down to the people from the top of the stack that I'm on?
Are you yelling down into the?
No, I'm trying to yell like back out to the front of the mine to where everyone's at.
Yeah, you shout out. Go ahead.
Hey, buckos! I think I found a hole.
You found a what?
I found a big hole up here. You got anything to like hoist yourselves down? I'm a little too big to fit in it.
You see some of them, like a couple, waddle up. The rest of you that are outside do hear this. See a couple of them waddle up. Oh, you found a air shaft.
Yeah, an air shaft. What about it?
I mean, technically somebody could fit down it. The problem is, without knowing specifically where this one goes, it could like turn somewhere down there. So the problem is, we stick somebody down there, and they have no idea where they're going. Let's just go with they could never come out.
I am very thankful I had not gone down there yet. Thank you. Is that little fairy guy down there? I feel like he could do something.
Hey, yo, little guy.
What's
Damn it,
up?
now I'm gonna do the accent. We need you to go down here.
Is it safe down there?
Possibly.
I'm gonna turn to T and go, I don't know what they're doing. Let's continue this way.
Possibly safe. Not 100% certain. Could be safe. Might not be.
Sounds fun to me.
I like that attitude. So you start heading down?
Are there
With
any
the giant
holes-
badger.
With the giant badger.
God.
Quentin's gotta come with me.
Poor badger's gonna like.
How big is the giant badger?
It's gonna be like a horror movie.
Can he fit down a 3-foot wide square, essentially?
3 foot wide is huge.
I'm just making sure.
To be fair,
I don't know how
Actually,
big
I'm
the
pretty
giant
sure
badger
3
is.
foot wide is small.
Medium sized.
Okay, so. Yeah, it's a tight squeeze for him, but I mean, he's a badger.
He can burrow. He can dig it out as he's going down.
But you head down. You essentially have to either be on his head or on his backside.
That's basically how it's going.
So you're essentially, as he's burrowing down, give me a perception check for him, please.
Perception is wisdom?
Yep.
Okay. That is a nat 1.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Cool.
He falls into a pool of lava.
Hey guys, look dice.
So instead of following the
Classic.
track, he just burrows straight down.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Me too, kid. Me
Good thing he's only got a 10 feet burrow speed.
Yeah, it's going pretty slow. But suddenly he just kind of stops and kind of like tries to get your attention.
What's up, buddy?
Kind of looks down and you realize he's literally run into giant boulders.
Oh. I think
And
we're
with that-
farther.
Oh, go ahead.
I think we're farther down than we need to be. Let's head back up and tell him what we found.
As he starts to turn around, you start to hear the hammering.
Brian,
Does it
is
sound
there
like it's
any-
coming from the boulders?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
And heading back up then.
Jumping over, T and Camilla. Camilla, what are you doing? You seem to have a plan. I'm trusting this.
I'm following T to the hole in the ground.
Alright, so you see a very small hole in the ground, or a very small crack.
I'm gonna cast message down the hole. Treek, are you down there?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, I definitely recognize that voice.
What's that supposed to be? What's happening up there?
I could dig straight down to you.
1 second. And I'm gonna ask one of the dwarves to come over here.
What's up?
They think they can dig through that hole. You're better at mining than I am. Does that hole look structurally, like the area over there, look structurally sound if something was to break through?
Hell if I know.
Okay, great. You want me to tell him to try it anyway?
I mean, you're welcome to. Worst case scenario, the whole ceiling collapses and kills us all, right?
Yeah, kinda, at this point.
See, too bad the warden's out cold. He would probably know.
Fuck, I can't wake him up. I don't have anything to wake up people unconscious.
Between all of these miners, they'd be able to figure out if the ceiling was going to collapse if I dug through it.
I mean,
I'll be honest.
Probably.
You would
These
hope.
are very
Miners.
dumb.
Yeah.
The warden is the one that would know. I rolled to see who was the unconscious one. I rolled a natural 1.
So, how hard is it to wake up someone, like, I know kobolds are easy to wake up when unconscious. Are dwarves easy to wake up when unconscious?
I mean, I wouldn't move him much. I mean, he has a
I know,
broken
yeah,
frickin' neck.
besides he's broken. I know. Ah, shit. I'll just tell him to fucking try and we'll get in the corner. And you'll hear back, Camilla. They say to try! We'll be in the corner in case the cavern breaks down!
Such optimism.
Alright.
You're talking to the wrong person.
Well, if this
Before we
goes
get to the
bad,
next
we
part-
only lose one party member. Let's go.
Can I just ask, why does your character just sound like Tweak from South Park?
It's not what I was going for, I promise.
I don't
He
know
had
about
a
that.
voice, and then he lost the voice, and
did,
he's
I
trying to
lost
figure
the
it out
voice.
again.
I'm
I
trying
respect
Sounds
that.
like Tweety Bird went through puberty.
Oh, no.
Ouch.
I hate that.
I'm gonna cast message down the hole again to Treek. Treek, make sure that you're standing out of the way, and I'm going to remove enhance ability from you.
That's okay. My bones are butter anyway. And I'm gonna go back to the injured. Before anything else happens, Ryan, is there any holes in the caverned hole block off that's the knocking's coming from?
No, but it
Good
is
question
very
mark.
clearly getting closer.
God, I don't like. I just wanted to see if I could see through it. Damn
They
it!
haven't broke through yet.
Fuck. Would
They
I know
are
how to
very
help?
clearly
Like,
getting closer.
would I know how to help somebody with a broken neck? Like, help them move without hurting them?
Give me a medicine check.
Oh, God.
There's my
I'm
answer.
a cleric. 16.
Okay.
You know to essentially secure the neck and do not move them unless absolutely necessary.
Oh.
Because otherwise you can cause permanent paralysis.
I can cure. No, I can't yet. That's 5th level.
Or, dying.
Yeah, I know.
You could just straight up kill them.
Yeah, you
Permanent
could straight up like
die.
literally have their brainstem get snapped off as you're moving them because broken bones.
I don't have
You know, cut their esophagus. A lot of bad things could happen.
Yeah. Problem is, he's right in front of the tunnel where the knocking's coming from.
While he's examining him, can I just look at this hole to see if I can figure out the best way to tackle this?
Give me a give me an investigation check.
I had a feeling. That's a 17.
You're pretty sure the absolute best way to do this is to make the hole as small as possible as to not disturb the ground any more than you have to. Like, big, wide swings destroying everything is just going to destabilize it faster.
Are you saying that I should use dexterity to tackle this or strength to tackle this?
Dexterity.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely dexterity or strength.
Well,
Brian.
there's a very specific reason I'm asking. It's relevant to what I'm about to do.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Yep.
I'm giving myself Cat's Grace.
Meaning Treek doesn't have it anymore.
I was aware.
And then I'm going to go for burrowing my way through the ground, through this crack in the ground, trying to make it down to them.
Alright, so give me a sleight of hand check, I guess.
Camila, it's a badger now.
With advantage.
Brian, if I was to cast bark skin on him, would I know that would make his neck tough enough where I could move him a little bit more or less worrying that I'll break his leg?
Are you kidding me?
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, God.
With advantage, that's a 12.
Oh, please.
Me too.
Oh, that's a 5. Oh, shit.
You know it won't work.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, fuck. Wait,
Camilla,
no,
I need
can
you to
cure
give me a
paralysis.
straight intelligence check, please.
13.
You get about 2 feet deep and realize that the crack is just widening as you're doing this.
I'm going to stop for a moment, and I'm going to message down to Treek again. I don't think that my plan's gonna work out.
Ow! Okay!
It looks like the crack that I'm digging into is widening, and this could just collapse in on you guys, but I don't know I don't know what's going on down there either. What is going on down there? Come over to the crack and just like yell up to me. What's going on? Just yell at the top of your screechy little lungs.
Fuck you. So, how many of the dwarves are well health and mining, Brian?
5.
There are 5 dwarves who can mine and are mining right now. There's 2 that are just injured, and there's 1 with a broken neck that if I move might die. And the freaking hammer and chisel is getting really, really close.
So
you can hear the panic in his throat.
How far is the injured dwarf from the bottom of the crack that I'm currently like kneeling over?
From you to them is about 70 feet.
I cannot move that fucker 70 feet without killing him. No.
I'm gonna jump over quick.
Okay.
V and Therius.
Yes.
Therius, you come back to the surface with Mr. Badger.
So we ran into a couple boulders down there. It sounded like something was chipping away at them on the other side.
So you found some rocks down in the mine?
Yes. It sounded like someone was hitting them.
Oh, well, you be the guys on the inside trying to dig out?
Aren't they over there? Darius will point to
Oh, yeah.
the direction they are.
I look to the dwarves for some answers.
Oh, yeah, they're a little further, and they point towards the entrance. That way, from what we've gathered. Because I can see your friends over here that appear to be communicating.
So what the fuck's making the noise?
I don't know. I'm not down there. I assume it's a Tommy knocker.
And that helps me so much. Thank you. Yes, Tommy knocker, of course. Yes, how could I be so stupid?
So, Tommy knockers, according to minor myth, they are essentially they are spirits or goblins, depending on who you ask. Goblins don't like it when you say Tommy knockers are goblins. They say they're not. They're mythical creatures that knock on the walls of mines before collapses to warn people. I assume that those are those.
Enter.
I mean, is it hammering or is it knocking?
Sounded like hammering.
And you're sure that's worrisome.
When you're this small, you can tell the difference of sounds very easily.
You see the one who was just talking goes over. Warden, we might have a problem. You guys see the dwarf next to UT and Camilla goes, what's going on? Remember that issue we had about 2 years ago with the trade deal? I think they're back. You see
Are they like shouting this up and down the hill?
We can hear this.
Do I see our fairy, the fairy that is our friend? Hopefully, I see the badger.
The probably 1-inch fairy.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals, and I'm gonna cast Message. I'm gonna message the badger.
Okay.
Hey, you, badger friend. Come here.
You, human thing.
Come here.
The badger kind of looks at you, Therius, and kind of like nods for you to follow him. As he heads
Darius
down
is
the hill.
gonna shrug as like, oh, guess he might have found something. I'm gonna see what it is.
I will accompany you.
So you guys head down.
As the badger gets closer and I see the little fairy, you are adorable.
As I've been
I
told
say
many
to the
times.
badger.
I'm gonna take a
Jesus.
quick. I'm gonna take a quick pause.
He's still gonna say it. He's still gonna say it.
I'm gonna take a quick pause here. You guys might want to watch the stream quick.
What are you gonna fucking do?
I have it up
Oh.
on one of the tabs. Hold on.
I'm watching it. I'm a little behind. My for some reason my streams are a little behind, but it's fine.
Bottom right corner.
Hold.
Brian's streams are always.
Something. What did you roll on that one for?
Sam.
Survival.
Uh-oh.
Tariq starts to hear from the other side of the wall. Do you speak Underdark?
No.
I thought it was Undercommon.
Oh, Undercommon, thank you. Underdark is the region.
Under
Undercommon
something.
is the
Language.
language.
I do not.
Do you speak under
You
Earth?
just hear a slew of kind of rough words starting to shout through it.
Ow.
Can I hear it from
You cannot.
the? Oh.
Ah, shit! Guys!
What?
Camilla! Hey, dwarves! Something is on the other side and it's speaking a language I do not understand.
You see the dwarfs all immediately stop and like move towards you, and one of them presses their ear to it, and he says, "We have a problem. We have a problem."
What?
That would be.
Just be honest with me. I'm a good person. I swear.
That would be Duragar. We need to move.
Who?
So imagine us, but not as nice.
Oh, I can't just leave these three people.
So I'm going to put this as nicely as I can for you, you weird thing.
It's rude.
They are going to sacrifice you.
Fucking what?
So, your options are we get the fuck out of here.
Shit.
Or you enjoy the spit.
Spit?
For whatever being they're going to sacrifice you to.
Oh, you mean fire spit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't seem to be doing too much with your tunnel. What do you suggest we do?
My suggestion, we hit the rocks from the top, make a big enough hole for us to fit out of, and get the hell out of here. That is my suggestion.
So help with this whole ear.
Yeah, over where I was pointing before, they widened the hole, but they didn't. Do you want to start there?
I mean, we could take some of the broken support beams and try to essentially make it where even if it does collapse, it won't kill us.
That I can help with.
Okay. So, Sam, I'm going to have you roll this d20.
Oh no.
With the dwarves doing this work, they get a +4 to it. Roll at advantage.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's not bad so far. So 22, if you said add 4.
Cool.
I rolled an 8
So yeah,
and a 16.
you watch as they essentially take bits and pieces of this and get it stabilized, where essentially there is about 10-foot square above you guys that's held up to essentially where, should everything else come collapsing down, that area should be somewhat secured. for about 30 feet around it.
Okay.
So
Do we
essentially,
need to move?
Yes.
I was gonna ask the badger to dig, and then they were talking about digging up.
no, they're just gonna let you dig down.
Yeah. And and after we do that, I'm gonna like speed bring the two that don't have a broken neck over to them area, because I can just carry them out of there if I need to.
So Rob,
Yes.
please give me a sleight of hand check for the badger.
Please, Badger.
10.
10? It's sloppy. The crack definitely widens. The dwarfs that are on top of the mound kind of immediately like realize they are very much in danger. Two of them go down towards you guys. Two of them, Kay, you see them come down towards you, and they're like, "What are you doing over here?"
Well, we have some voices down below. Not entirely sure what they're saying.
There's a what?
There's survivors, there's Durger, and we're making a hole for them to get out.
They're on the other side, Momo. So you wouldn't hear this.
Well, I just heard that I would have been able to hear down the hole as they were talking right underneath me.
Yeah, but these two went towards Kay, so they're on the other side of the mound.
Kay's on the other side of the mound.
So you wouldn't have heard that
okay.
conversation.
I thought they were coming over to where we are.
No. Two of them did, two of them didn't. You're hearing voices, you say.
Very much so. And it's gradually growing larger, so I'm preparing.
You see,
have you spoken to a doctor about these voices?
Respect the joke. You see, one of them leans
Need more than that
to the hole. Huh. Interesting. Speak a little bit of Undercommon, not much.
Interesting how?
Apparently, something about a deal.
Oh my god, I'm gonna beat these dwarves.
Can't tell for what, though. It's a very odd word. Not something my Gran used. Huh. Something about corn. I think it was corn. I think. Might have been wheat. Huh.
Quite an abnormal deal.
Corn. I mean, might be just food. But yeah. So the badger goes down.
Strange situation to be speaking about that.
I mean, I'm missing some of the words still. I can't hear them fully, and I don't understand everything. But I mean, corn and deal, unless they're playing cornhole, or they're using candy corn as bets for poker. I think probably something bad. But yeah, the badger digs a little further down, and suddenly bursts through. And Sam, are you right below the thing?
I'm where the other dwarves are at this point.
Are you on the far side or below the box?
I'm gonna stay far side.
Cool. So you just watch as this large badger comes barreling down and kind of tumbles for a moment, and then immediately like goes back up the hole.
Well, there's your way up. Go.
Okay, so quick question for you. Do you think we can climb a pretty steep wall, pretty much?
I'm gonna cast message down. I'm getting a rope.
Well, no, but he's smart-assing to Tariq for
He's eating some
like,
candy corn right now.
Climb. There's your exit.
Does Tariq know how to make a neck brace? I just want to know.
Give me a medicine check.
Please, Shriek. That's a 22.
Yes, you're able to successfully do it.
I would like to ask the
Cool.
nearest dwarves for some rope.
I'm going to take this.
Start bringing you some. Tariq, you start to hear.
No,
and-
I'm casting enhance ability on strength, and I am dragging this motherfucker as fast as I can to help safely and making sure the neck brace doesn't break. I'm taking this fucker, and I'm like, no.
So you are climbing this wall with him on you.
This is why I cast enhance ability with freaking
Okay.
strength.
I need athletics. What was that, Mama?
Oh, I just put the rope down the hole.
Oh, 20.
It would be a natural roll because you'd be rolling at disadvantage.
Oh shit. Okay, then let me reroll that. That's a natural 1.
Well, can someone help him up?
Fatality.
Can we
Guide
see?
He
the
already
rope
has
up?
He already has advantage from enhance ability. He loses it because he's essentially climbing a sheer wall with an injured individual on his back.
Oh, so it should have been a regular roll.
So it's a regular
Yeah,
roll.
that's why I said
Should have been a
regular
regular roll.
That's what it was.
I did.
But the
I think
first
I'm that
roll
one.
was-
The first
The
one
first
was a
one
nat
was
20
not.
that he rolled at advantage.
I rolled 2
No.
natural 1s in fucking D&D Beyond. Someone smite me.
Can't do that in
He
this
didn't
campaign.
roll nat 20. He rolled
I
an
don't
18
have
plus
that
2.
skill.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was an
He
18
rolled
plus
an
2.
18 plus 2. The first roll was the valid one.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind
I'll
then.
accept that.
Yeah. Oh, thank fuck.
He has a modified
We gotcha.
20.
Well, because all I heard was he had rolled at advantage. I'm like, it's at disadvantage technically, so neutral.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Good. So I usually
He didn't
have you
actually
guys
use
wait
the
till-
advantage feature in the. in
That's why
D&D
usually I
Beyond.
tell you to wait until I tell you to roll.
Sorry.
It's
Essentially,
okay,
calm
Sam.
your
I still
tits.
love you. That too. But yeah, it's a difficult climb. You are carrying an injured individual. It's a very difficult climb.
Once he gets close to the top, I'd like to use medicine maybe to see if I can take the guy off his back without hurting him. Like any further than he might be hurt.
Go ahead. Then I'm going to need a sleight of hand check as well. If you are taking him.
For medicine, that's 18.
You feel somewhat confident that you could, should, like, obviously your hands not, like, suddenly crush his neck or something, or you drop him.
Please don't crush him.
And I still have enhanceability on
Yep.
dexterity. So
Oh, okay, never mind. Phew.
it's either a 15 or a modified 20.
Cool.
So modified 20.
Perfect.
Yeah, you take him from Tariq. Tariq, you get to the surface.
Cradle him like a baby,
Um,
protecting
And with
his
that-
head.
and then
And
you
with all
hear
the injured
shouting
dwarves
from
out.
below.
As soon as I hear shouting, so does anyone have a way to destroy this real quick, or?
The other dwarfs are still down there.
Oh shit!
Stand by
You
what
took
I
up the
said.
one injured one, and you hear the shouting.
Can I look down and see where they're trying to come from?
You see one of the dwarfs is trying to scramble up, and you just see a very pale dwarf come up behind him, grab him by the scruff of the neck, and start to drag him back
I'm guiding
away.
bolting that one. I'm guiding bolting that one immediately.
Go ahead and guiding bolt is attack roll, right?
Yep,
What's the distance?
120 feet.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit.
17.
17 just hits.
Oh my god, that's 16 radiant damage to the back of this pale dwarf's fucking head.
Yeah, he kind of jolts away, and the dude starts to scramble back up, but you hear
I'm gonna-
shouting still. Kay,
I'm gonna jump.
1 sec. Kay, you hear the shouting, and you hear it both in common, and you hear shouting in and in the strange language you haven't recognized previously. You hear,
Okay.
get your hands off me! Let go! No! No! And you just hear it slowly start to go backwards away. And you see the two dwarfs with you kind of, their faces go from confusion to sheer panic.
So we
Can
only
I-
got 2 dwarves out of the hole.
One's still down there. He's trying to scramble up.
Oh, I'm
So-
gonna fucking help him. I'm gonna fucking help him.
Go down and give me a athletics check to help you pull him up.
Can I do an advantage because it's my thing?
Yes, because he can actually help you, unlike the last one. You're not trying to.
16s for an 18. Let's go.
As you go
rolling doubles
down,
on
you
advantage.
see the room is
Triple
fairly.
P, please nerf.
You see that there is a about 5-foot hole with a ton of rocks collapsed inwards, and the rest of the room is empty other than this one dwarf.
Shit. I help him out. The rest of them are gone.
You see his face is just very pale, drained of life, and just in a frantic, panicky state of, oh my god, how did I get out of this alive? And he's just shaking as, like, the other dwarfs are trying to question him, get answers from him, and he's just like, nope.
Leave him alone. He's going through trauma.
The screams and all the hubbub has piqued my interest.
Oh,
So I would glide down towards this hole and tuck my wings to make my way down and see what all the fuss is about.
So you head down into the hole?
I do indeed.
What the fuck is going on in this neighborhood?
Yeah, you slide down. You see the makeshift little shaft they made, and you see very clearly where the dwarfs were trying to dig in and where the Duragar came flooding in, and you see it goes way deep down the path. When you look down the hole from where the Duragar came from, it goes down into the mine.
That dwarf I hate would
And
still
so,
be glowing because of the lightning bolt. Could he see the
looking
glowing?
around, is there anything like obvious bodies or anything like that, or did I show up too late to catch sight of anyone?
You see kind of, you have dark vision, correct?
I do, 60 foot.
You see kind of just at the edge of your vision, small creature hobbling down into the mines.
Is he glowing?
How
Is it
high
Yes.
is this ceiling?
It's probably a good, like,
Yes.
30 feet in the room you're currently in. If you go
Okay.
deeper, it slowly shrinks.
Well, I'm going to beat my wings a little bit to lift me up and land at the entrance to this other tunnel and kind of stroll in. And I'm going to call out to this creature ahead of me. Something to the effect of, ho there, friend. I'm curious. Do you have a moment to speak?
About our Lord and Savior.
I will.
The army.
If I see it.
He hears you, looks back, sees, like, kind of your large figure, and starts to, like, go even faster, trying to get away, worried you're about to go after him.
Okay. I will. You know what? I'm going to continue down this tunnel. And I will try another language because perhaps he didn't understand me. So I'll switch over to Infernal and I will pose the question again. Do you have a moment? I'd like to talk to you.
Demonic screeching coming from
He looks back at you. Do you speak Undercommon?
I do not. I have Draconic, Infernal, and Common.
He shouts back at you and like tries to go faster and just literally falls flat on his face.
Okay.
And he's stumbling, like crawling, trying to just get away.
Am I seeing this happen because I was helping the dwarf out of the hole?
No, he's gone into the entrance where the Durgar came from.
Good, okay, never mind. I am gonna pop out of the hole and say, that tiefling's insane. He just went down the hole the creaky weird shit came from.
The Durgar.
Yep. What? That's their name?
Yes, they're dark dwarves. They live in the Underdark.
Oh, that's what she meant by dwarves, but scary.
And why are they here?
Most likely for resources. Anyone who is there can give an insight check.
Yeah, no, I know that's bullshit.
Oh,
I was told about sacrifices.
I got a 21 on insight.
22. Damn.
Yeah, for shit.
He's very much full of shit. Anyone who rolled above a 13, you know he is clearly holding back information, but technically not fully lying either.
I'm gonna just look pissed and be like, lying doesn't help shit. I was told they're gonna sacrifice those dwarves.
I'm going to step in front of Treek for a moment.
Freaks.
Can we try to worry about the dwarves that came back up? Just as a priority real quick.
You see the other two dwarfs are already trying to get the one dwarf that's badly injured, kind of get him comfortable where they can move him, essentially, and then one of the dwarfs is starting to bring the bull around to essentially load him up to move him safely. The other one is just kind of sitting there. He moved kind of far to the side and kind of is just sitting there, kind of rubbing his hands against themselves, just trying to get his composure, try to think about literally it to get you guys inside his mind for a moment. He's literally wondering why he's the one that got away.
Is there any
he's
sort of
dealing with
city
survivor's
guard?
remorse. What's up?
Oh no.
Is there any sort of city's guard? Posing this question to the dwarves.
Yeah. They should be on the up towards Tinted Isle.
How are they not here already?
Mine's business. It's not their business. We are a business until any illegal issues come up.
Well, this is an illegal issue. A couple of your mining associates just got dragged off into the darkness. I think they should post up here, maybe?
Yeah, well, my intention, as he looks over at the injured individual, acting warden now, is to send these three, pointing to the other three dwarves, to bring our injured warden to the healer and hopefully bring the city guard to at least figure out what can be done. He seems genuinely worried, unsure kind of what to do here. He's very much kind of in that position.
So not the leader type, just the guy that happened to be the next senior.
Literally, yes.
Oh, next full seniors suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree to that.
Oh my god.
Okay, so So, do what you need to do. Until then, I'm going to stick around at least and keep an eye on to make sure nothing else happens here. But this is really not our fight.
Understandable. It shouldn't be anyone's in the first place. He's like, I'm gonna head to the warden's office, make sure all the paperwork's in line.
How about you head to the guards post first? As the acting warden.
Well,
Yeah, maybe?
I would like to get the information on who was working today, so I know who's missing.
Oh no, the priority would be getting the guard so more people don't go missing.
That's what the other 3 are doing.
I thought they were bringing him to the.
Two of them are going to bring, but the other one's going to take the ball.
I'm sorry, you're just not giving me very clear information.
That's because he's still making it up as he goes. He doesn't know what he's doing either.
Literally.
Tunnel.
They are taking care of that. I need this information because I don't know who was down there.
Treek's gonna tap Camilla on the shoulder and just be. He's definitely not prepared for anything like this. He's whispering it, by the way. You should probably just go a little easy on him and just let him gather paperwork while the other 3 do what's actually supposed to happen.
And then we have the other person that jumped in the hole.
Yes.
I was gonna mention that.
Speaking of, Caraxus, what are you doing down there?
So I'm gonna continue to saunter along behind this individual as he scrabbles to escape, figuring, after trying all 3 of my languages and not getting a response, maybe he'll lead me to someone who will talk. And I'm just going to, inadvertently have that villain stroll where, you're just
doing a
kind
power
of
strut down
walking,
the tunnel?
walking along. I'm sitting there playing with a dagger in one hand while I continue to just have a calm, even conversation with someone who doesn't understand anything I'm saying.
My first thought was a tiefling T-posing for dominance, sliding down the tunnel.
They're literally a
you're going at
tiefling.
a somewhat brisk pace to catch up to him.
Enough to keep up, but not so much as to close the gap. I'm fine with him keeping his distance.
Give me an intimidation check at advantage.
This is terrifying. What the fuck?
All right. Intimidation
Welcome
at
to hell,
advantage. Let's see. I have a 17 here.
Yeah, he continues to crawl and then just kind of pins himself against the wall, like shaking, just sitting there, shaking, watching you come closer.
Okay. So after he backs himself against a wall, I'm going to approach him and stop about a foot in front of him, still twirling a dagger in one hand, and I'm going to crouch down before looking off further down the tunnel and gesturing and say, "Lead the way in Infernal."
Oh my god.
He
pisses himself.
Speaks back to you in
passes out from fear.
A very rough tone, but you do recognize it as what the dwarfs were speaking before. You recognize some of the words.
I may not know the meanings, but I've heard the sounds.
He looks at you for any form of recognition on your face.
I'm just going to continue to have a mostly flat face and respond to him, this time in Draconic, with, "If you don't understand me, what makes you think I would understand you?" And then I'm going to reach out with my one hand, and
He cringes away as you do.
Horse joke.
I will grab him by the shoulder and pull him up to his feet, standing up with him, and then turn him to face further down the tunnel and give him a light push on the back so he can clearly understand the intention of keep going.
He stumbles forward, looks back at you.
And I'm gonna, the continue thing that people do with their hands, the rolling of the wrist. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be one of those, and when he turns to face away, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Alter Self, so that, or rather, Disguise Self.
Instead of turning back down the thing, when he turns back and looks at you and you make that go on motion, he instead drops to his knees in front of you and puts out his hands like, "Arrest me. Don't." He's like shaking his head. Like,
He doesn't want to die.
So I think at this point, I'm going to give an exasperated sigh, and I'm going to, you know what? Let's ready a spell in hand so he can see the magic glow, and I'm just going to shake my head and say, "No, there won't be any arrests happening today. You're going to give me what I want, or I'll find it myself, and then you don't serve a purpose."
not understanding you, he's just like, has his hands out like, "Please just take me up." And he points up.
I'm going to just shake my head slowly, and I'll reach out towards him before casting Chill Touch. And it will emanate like a ghostly greenish skeletal hand reaches out from mine towards him before
You said this is the one glowing, right, Brian?
Yes.
You have
before
advantage on this chill touch.
lightly it's literally just going to like reach out and push against his chest. I mean, obviously the spell doesn't exert force, but it's not something like a savage attack, but more like a you need to get moving because you will die here. So
I do need you to roll damage though.
all right, so rolling with advantage, I got a 24 to hit, and rolling for damage, I got a nice 1. So it's enough to let him know that this stings, but hopefully not enough to do him in.
You see as the skeletal hand reaches in and like you feel for a brief moment your magic kind of grasps through him, and the chill you watch as his eyes, already very white, go light blue for a moment, and as your skeletal hand returns to yours, his eyes return to white and he just looks up at you, then looks down at the ground and slowly gets to his feet and starts to trudge down the tunnel towards where you want him to go.
Lovely. I will let him get a good few paces ahead of me before continuing my intimidating stroll down the tunnel.
What are the rest of you doing?
So are we just leaving him, or
should we consider going down after him?
I don't know.
I meant
Do you want to go down into the cave that Or to the tunnels that could possibly collapse at any moment?
I mean, personally, I can't even fucking see down there, but I feel like we could help him.
I don't want to. I kind of want to go for the dwarves, but I don't.
That too.
I mean, if you can make it sound fun, I'm all in.
You see,
Like to get to kill something.
you guys see a large individual striding a very large Clydesdale. Rides up to you all. He hops down, very clearly a Goliath.
Oh, hi.
Hello. I am the captain of the guard here in the town. I was told there was an issue.
Yes, something called Druger, kidnapped a couple of dwarves and brought them down to the, what, I don't know where they're taking them, but they brought them down. He points towards, like, the hole in the cave.
He means Duragar.
Yeah, that.
That's a massive problem.
Can you spell that for me, though?
Everyone keeps saying that's a massive problem. Why is it a massive problem?
Durgar technically aren't supposed to be up this high. If they are, that means there's something wrong in the Underdark. So, right now, I have a problem on the outskirts of town. We'll call it that.
Oh, I should also say, a tiefling went down there.
Well, if you, the rest of you are willing to go down, I will give you, what do you say, about 20 gold per dwarf. I'll charge the business for it, the mines, 20 gold per dwarf. You bring back? Seem fair?
Shriek's already down the hole.
I'm following him. I follow him down the hole.
Oh, that's
I
half
don't
the
know
party.
exactly what I'm
Guess
going to
I'll
do
go.
with 20 gold, but might as well.
I guess that answers my question.
Shriek's like, nah, I can't leave them alone.
How many dwarves were that got dragged down there with 2 or?
7.
No, it was 7, yeah.
So okay, that's a lot. Okay.
Let's go,
Yeah.
Quentin.
You hop on the badger and he's immediately like, he slides down. Like, he already made this tunnel, so it's like a giant slide for him. The rest of you, it's a very bumpy kind of ride down.
Oh, shoot. Carpathicus, Camilla, I know you guys can't see very well in the dark, so stay near me.
He's not even there.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
Kay has no idea.
He's eavesdropping.
That's right.
He's eavesdropping at the other hole right now,
Yeah, so I mean,
which
listening to that
Kay,
fat gossip.
I was gonna say, you actually hear anything that Caraxis says in common and draconic, because you don't speak Infernal, correct?
No, I do not.
So you understand anything he says in those. So you just hear an individual talking down there, and it feels very weird to hear somebody like kind of being so casual down there, considering it's kind of a crisis situation last you knew.
And no, I'm on the other side of the hill, so I can't even see them all going down.
But then you start to hear, are you guys talking as you guys are going down?
I would be talking to Camilla, yeah, like stay near me, and be just probably like mumbling to himself in draconic. What the fuck is happening right now?
So yeah, you hear all that
As
they enter the next tunnel from where the Duragar came.
As we make our way down into the tunnels where it gets darker, I'm going to use prestidigitation to light a candle.
You have a lit candle.
Is there a lot of light coming off that candle, or is it kind of just...
It's a 5-foot radius of light. It's just enough for me to see the walls, really.
So it's just enough to ruin someone's dark vision.
5 feet away.
If you're standing within 5 feet of me.
Well, I mean, like if someone were to look at you and then be immediately blinded.
Rob, do fairies have dark vision?
They do not.
Oh,
That's
Giant
why he's
badgers
riding
do,
the
though.
badger. That's why he's
so
on the
literally
badger.
just me and T have dark vision.
And the badger.
Oh yeah, and the badger.
And
Can't forget the
Caraxes.
badger.
Can I
Badger,
pull
badger,
out?
badger.
Can I pull out a torch and light a torch? I do have one of those in my
100% you
inventory.
can.
Oh, if he's gonna have a torch lit, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
extinguish my candle.
I'll probably take some of the fire on your candle and like use it to light the torch.
I'll light your torch.
You mind?
for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'll hold it up. It's like that's a 20-foot radius of bright light and another 20 of dim.
So
And
Kay,
I'll
you
just
do hear
extinguish
the
my
rest
candle
of
and put it away.
your friends, aka Camilla and Tariq, head down and
Fantastic. And I'll look up to the two dwarves are still with me, right?
yes, they haven't left yet. They're just kind of confused, trying to figure out what they can do. Even
Well, I suppose that you two should get back to your higher ups. But first off, where did you come from exactly?
I mean, we came from above, technically. So, I mean, context,
Above where?
like up on top of the mound.
There we go. And I'll start to make my way over.
So you kind of skirt wide around the crack, and when you get up to the top of the hill, you see a very clear, large hole in the side.
Obviously, getting my rope before I leave.
Yeah, I assumed. But Caraxes,
Then I'll start to make my way down.
You're
Yes,
leading
sir.
this individual down, and he's like, one, he already has a limp, so he's already going very slow, but he's like very clearly like dragging his feet, trying to like have this take as long as possible.
Oh, I can imagine.
Does that mean we're gonna catch up to him?
It's entirely possible.
If we're moving at a fair clip.
So I think at this point, I'm just going to be kind of chatting to him stream of consciousness. Whatever comes to mind in a flat, even tone. I'll start by talking to him about where I'm from and what the village was like where I grew up. And I'll pause every once in a while as I ask a question, but not really expecting any response.
This goes
At this
on
point,
for like a good 10 minutes of you guys going down into the mines, and it gets to the point where anytime you pause, he like, give me an insight check.
sure thing. Let's see, I got an 8. Apparently, I'm not paying attention to him at all, except for...
He's so interested in what you have to say. Like, it's like when it's like halfway through a series where you're just getting to the good part and you can't wait to hear more.
Which I'm more than happy to continue blathering on because, you know, I decided to pursue you down this tunnel in search of information, and it's only fair that I pay you back in kind. It's not my fault if you can't understand it.
So I'm gonna be 100% real for everyone because I think this is funny. He's actually essentially saying, "Why won't this dumb son of a bitch shut the hell up? I don't understand him. Shut up."
No, and like I picked
AKA
up like
entire movie.
out of game, I picked up on that. But
That was
in
more for
game,
the rest of the
like
players because it's
my
funny.
character, it is. But the thing is, like, my character is so unconcerned with the prospect of, you know, whatever this guy is thinking or saying, because it doesn't matter. Like he's talking to himself just to hear himself talk. He's trying to come
feel
across
added.
as friendly, but his tone doesn't quite reach friendly, you know?
I feel added. I love to hear the sound of my own voice. Hence IDM. Huh. That's not how
Oh,
that
I thought you were
works.
going to say you were a streamer, but yeah, that too.
Can I have capped the sledgehammer
Yes.
that I borrowed? Okay.
Yeah. What pace are the main group going at?
Brisk streak.
Brisk?
I'm going like a little bit behind everybody else, just sort of watching.
Streak's having like a panic, so he's brisking.
K. Oh, go ahead.
I'm probably in the middle if I have a torch. So whatever the middle everyone else is.
T.
She's just following along, just not going as fast as Streak, but like few steps back.
And Therian. Darius. Gonna get it. Gonna get it.
He is just letting the badger do whatever, like wherever it wants to be, and then he's just rolling around bored on its fur.
I'm currently picturing this, and it makes me happy.
I mean, you're not
Yeah.
wrong. It is valid as hell.
It's so
Like the image of little pixie
fairy
you, like
rolling
curled
in a
up,
badger
using this badger's fur as like a nice
playground.
Field of grass.
Well, I mean, I was thinking like one of those really soft blankets, you know, the fuzzy ones that just make you
Yeah.
feel good.
That's beautiful, yeah.
Basically.
Yes. This is a thing I need in my life. I need more of this.
And K, are you trying to catch up, or are you kind of going at your pace?
Once he reaches the bottom, he's gonna light a torch, obviously, because he can't see for shit. Expeditious retreat again, and just zooming down the corridors.
Oh, you're just full.
See this fireball just coming down the corridor.
Yeah,
It's a good thing this place is OSHA compliant, because otherwise that might be risky.
You don't say. Yeah, a couple minutes go by, and suddenly you guys see just this ball of light come towards you guys very quickly.
And seeing them hurry, I'm just gonna run past them. So.
Oh, you're just gonna continue full speed, eh?
Yeah, just seeing them rush somewhere, I'm like, well, gotta go fast. And just continue on my way past the room.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get next to the wall and like whinge next to the wall, hoping he doesn't hit me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
a
need everyone
dodge.
to give me a dexterity save.
Oh,
Great.
I'm just gonna run everyone over.
please.
Oh, 22.
Nat 20. Nat
Oh my
20, boy.
It's an 11 for the badger.
I need a strength check from you, Kay.
You get a higher than 22, I swear.
I knew whinging against the wall was the right idea.
Treek's not even paying attention. He's just gonna dodge it on accident.
Yeah, that's a full-on strike. Dice jail. It's another nat 1.
Cool.
Jeez.
As you go to run into the badger, it knocks you on your ass. There's
We
no
playing
reason
Wii
for
bowling in
this
this shit.
to knock you on your ass. But like the speed you're going, you're not paying attention, and essentially you trip over it and fall forward.
That's perfect.
And you just look up at and the badger kind of stops as you're on your back and looks down at you face to face for a
Hello
brief
there.
moment, and then continues walking over you.
Badger says no.
Get up again and just keep running then.
Good boy, Quentin.
He kind of looks up at you and smiles. Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to the badger and ask if he's okay. Are you okay?
He kind of shrugs his shoulders, like he's
I
a
still have to
stocky
speak
boy.
with animal.
Oh, then he's like, I'm stocky.
He's thick.
Oh.
He's a thick boy.
with extra C's.
And then still a K at the end.
Oh my god.
Because he wide. But yeah, about another 5 minutes pass, and then you guys see. How long does guiding lights or guiding bolts light last?
It disappears as soon as the advantage
As
is hit.
soon
So it's
as
gone.
the next attack is hit, it fades.
Okay. So you guys slowly. Those of you that can see in the dark, aka Tariq
I
and T,
And
you guys kind of see
Double T.
up in the distance a very large individual. Well, not very large, but a wide individual walking, kind of in a very sauntery.
does it do I recognize it as a tiefling that just kind of flew down there?
You're pretty sure it's him.
Kate's kind of just next to him.
You guys just hear my even tone as I switch between different languages, talking about nothing in particular.
Should
I-
we talk?
understand two of it.
I
Three
know
of
about.
those.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Everyone's
Go ahead.
talking at the same time. I'm going to say in Undercommon, hello?
It's me.
You see.
Is it me you're looking for?
Car.
be right.
You see the Durgar kind of stops for a moment and looks backwards, and sees this large group of people. And you see his eyes kind of go from, like, this kind of like downtrodden to, oh fuck. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Which who?
You.
Probably. Oh,
Certainly.
You're right next to him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dex save. How about a 14?
You watch as he starts to turn invisible, and you grab him by the beard, realizing what he's trying to do.
Yeah, and I'm going to announce loudly with the intent of someone else being, like, the individuals behind me hearing, because we've yet to be properly introduced to one another. And I'm just, so, did I hear by chance that one of you speaks this fella's language?
Yes.
Well,
Hi.
kindly tell him that
I'm saying it's in common now.
Kindly tell him that if he doesn't make himself visible right quick, I will use Mind Spike to know where he is at all times.
I then say in Undercommon, you want to make yourself visible, otherwise you're going to die, like, now.
You hear he goes, damn devil bastard, and you see he comes back into vision as you guys come up, and you very clearly have him at, like, the base of the beard, and he's, like, looking up at you.
Ow!
I'm still speaking to the Duragar. So, what's going on here?
Dwarfs reneged down a deal. We're coming to get collateral.
Oh, I say in common now. A business deal went sour between the Duragar and the dwarves. The Duragar are just getting collateral.
I heard that. Could you ask them about what the deal was?
I appreciate that, but I have no intention of killing this individual unless they make things difficult. I'm only looking for someone that I can speak to.
I'm gonna say an undercommon to the dwarf again. Is there anyone that's with your group that speaks common, maybe? Infernal, celestial?
fairly common. The others mostly speak Undercommon or Dwarfish.
Who speaks common?
The Mind Reader.
The Mind Reader. I say that in common. The Mind Reader speaks common.
Oh, now this sounds like fun. That's exactly the kind of person I'm looking to speak to. Would you relay the message to him that he can keep his head so long as he finishes leading me there and makes proper introductions?
I won't have a head.
I'm gonna repeat what he said, that we just want to find somebody we can communicate with so we can figure out what exactly is going on. We're basically just here to recover the dwarves that were trapped in the mine.
The best part about this situation is I can tell you anything and have no idea what you
Exactly,
actually
yeah.
say.
He
I love translation.
Does anybody hold on? Just a meta question. Does anybody else in our party speak Undercommon?
In a sense, I do.
Negative.
You have comprehend language, don't you?
Nope.
Oh.
I also have comprehend language, but I actually speak Undercommon. So
Nobody speaks Dwarvish either, do they?
Technically, I
No.
do that as well.
So
For some strange reason, I picked Dwarvish.
So my new Duragar friend and what is apparently our captive at the moment. What's your name? I bet it's a long name with lots of syllables.
Tobias.
Tobias.
Tobias. Yeah.
That's far fewer consonants than I was expecting. I thought it'd be something.
Do you want
impossible.
my full name? Because I don't
No.
know.
You can't understand. Hey, you can't understand him.
Oh,
No, that's true. but
Hey,
that
pay
was
attention to me. We're having the conversation here. Don't look at him. Look at me.
Okay.
I love you guys for that one. Good joke.
Hey, eyes up here. Okay.
My eyes are up here. Come on. I know you're that short, but come on.
So I'm speaking to the dwarf. Is there... Okay, so what's going on? Why are you taking people?
Dwarfs reneged on a deal. What more do you need to know?
I need to know if you're sacrificing them to an eldritch deity. Are you guys still loyal to Elithids?
No. So,
okay.
Apparently someone misunderstood our wording. Somebody doesn't speak very good Undercommon. That's all that tells me. The actual,
I speak very good Undercommon, actually.
What was actually being said was essentially we wanted our portion of the deal. Apparently in Dwarvish, that sounds very similar. Product sounds very similar to sacrifice between Dwarvish and Undercommon. So we wanted our product. Apparently that sounds like sacrifice. For that I apologize. They're not being sacrificed. They're essentially being held prisoner. We're not torturing them or anything. Essentially, we're holding on to them until we get our portion of the deal back.
So this is a financial dispute, really.
It's a business issue.
It's a business thing. I say in common. Oh, they're just having a business dispute. It's not to do with like gods or sacrifices or anything.
Well,
So you
makes
can
me
tell
feel
you
better.
came down here for nothing.
We literally came down here for nothing.
Ugh.
Yeah, because we're not going to get paid.
Yeah.
We were technically hired by the... I'm saying this in Undercommon to the dwarf. We were technically hired by the city guard to recover the dwarves that were lost in this confrontation.
I might be able to make a deal with you. If you're interested. But first I need you to let go of my beard.
I'm not holding your beard, and he can't understand you.
You know what I mean.
Smart ass time. Let's go.
If you attempt to
evil one.
run, if you attempt to run from us, just a fair warning.
On my father's hammer.
He's a dwarf. That means a lot.
I take the sledgehammer out and I hold it out toward him. This is the only hammer I have at the moment. And I place my hand on top of the sledgehammer head.
We're all just looking at him, what the fuck are you doing?
Some weird ass
Mortals
foreplay
have
going
weird
Can't I
traditions.
It's a dwarvish thing.
What the fuck is going on?
On my father,
It's like
who's no longer here.
I say in common, it's a dwarvish thing. It's like a handshake. I hold out my hammer, I put my hand on it, and then he puts his hand on top of mine to make an agreement. To make sure that we both understand both sides of the agreement that's being made.
I highly doubt this.
So you try to extend out the hammer to him?
I put the head of the hammer out and I put my hand on top of the hammer and hold it out toward him.
What in the fuck, Knuckles, are you doing?
Yes.
It's
I'm just gonna like watch as
it's
you...
a dwarvish thing. Just put your hand on top of mine and say that you understand.
He has to like lean a little bit to reach it, but he kind of like touches your hand and he kind of like jolts away from the metal for a second. You might want to get rid of that.
If you don't make this agreement with me, I'm going to hit you with it.
Fine. As he puts his hand on it, anyone with magical abilities, please give me an Arcana check.
Oh dear.
You got it.
If you
Sure.
insist.
That's not me.
I think that's me either.
I went
That
to
would
pick up
be
a
me.
9.
Why can't-
Teens are undead. That's probably nothing.
I do
Oh.
Arcana.
Brian, do I count as a...
I only got a 6.
You technically have
That's
magical
alright.
blood.
I got a
so
7.
I'll leave it to your discretion.
I got
I don't think I
15.
would.
Is 15 the highest?
15
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
highest.
Tariq, you feel some very bad juju coming from this hammer as the Duragar puts his hand on it.
Yeah, Treek's gonna like grab both their hands very calmly and just say, something's not right here.
I need you to give me a D20 roll, please, Sam.
Oh my god. Okay.
Fireball from the hammer.
That was a 5. That's lit up off the screen.
You're just a second too late as the Duragar puts his hand on the head of the hammer, and you watch as his hand turns to ash.
Fuck, I was
And
gonna
you
say
watch
something.
as it starts to go up his body, and he just looks up at you guys.
Do I
I'm
know
going to
if I can
cast Detect Magic.
Fuck.
You detect magic on it, and it's very obvious this sledgehammer head essentially is made to, if it touches a Duragar, it's been cursed to essentially disintegrate them. As
I
you
don't
watch
have a
as this
Uh,
turns to ash.
His hand wouldn't have touched the hammerhead.
Oh, it's touching your hand, correct?
His hand would have been placed on top of the back of my hand. My
You
hand
have
is
a
on the
big hand,
hammerhead.
right? Do you have a big hand?
I'm wearing Goliath gauntlets.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had
Who's
the gauntlets
wearing
on.
my armor?
Well,
Passes through the metal.
Well, then Treek would be probably too late, but still grab both their hands and be like, don't let him touch that.
In another timeline, you see that happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Back to the present.
My detect magic is still up. I see that it's enchanted.
well,
You might want to get rid of that, especially before you go any further.
Are you kidding? I might want to keep this.
Well, then hide it, asshole.
I put
He
it
looks
into
at you very
my...
clearly. You get found with that, you will be murdered on the spot. That essentially is genocide to my people. You understand that?
It says the people that dragged people off from the inside of the cave.
They reneged on a business deal.
And you could have gone through the proper channels rather than taking people.
Our people are at the bottom of the barrel. We are not. We are barely considered citizens of this country because of.
No, you'd be citizens of the Underdark. That's...
The Underdark is portioned off to each individual country. The Drow live to the north, us here, the Deep Gnomes to the west. Or east.
Oh, so you have your own borders down here too.
Dragon magic does that.
Well,
We
for the
essentially
sake
were brought
of...
here as a way to mine some of the deeper stuff that they needed for above.
For the sake of clarity here, can I remove the head from the handle?
It's pretty well messed up, so 100% yes.
I'll remove the head from the handle and then wrap the just the head separate in my... I have extra fabric from the costume that I have.
Okay.
So the hammerhead, and then I'll put it into my backpack, so that I just have a sledgehammer handle.
So yeah, you put it away. Now, can you get him to let go of my beard, please?
You can let go of his beard, and if he does anything wrong, make him touch the hammerhead I just put in my backpack. I say in common, so he can't understand me.
I hate this already.
I'm a little confused by what that is supposed to mean, but at the same time, all right. But if he tries to do a runner, I will blast him.
Oh, I warned him that if he tries to take a run, that we're going to just wreck his shit. But, so, to everybody else, what's going on is the dwarves made an agreement with the Duragar about resources, and the dwarves have overstepped their side of the agreement. That's pretty much what's going on here. And then this Duragar is trying to come to an agreement with us that would allow the situation to be diffused.
So it's a talking situation.
It's a talking situation. It's not a fighting situation.
Shit.
Well, then let's get this over with.
I'm sorry, I never got your name, I don't think.
You can call me T.
I'm with T here. I'm Shriek, by the way. I just want to get this over with. I'm not very good at talking, if you can't tell.
Can you let go of my beard? I would like to straighten it.
I think after hearing his last unintelligible outburst, I'll look at him and roll my eyes before letting him go, and I'll just kind of tap the knife into the blade of my dagger into the palm of my empty hand, and kind of look back over my shoulder at the remainder of the group. So, what brings you down here? I didn't figure anyone would follow me.
Dwarves. Literally, the only reason I came down here was for the dwarves.
Boredom.
You guys watch as the Duragar opens his satchel, reaches in, and takes out like a small brush, and immediately starts fixing his beard as he starts walking.
We should probably follow him.
Yeah.
I think
how far are we from the entrance that we came in through?
You're a good about 100 feet.
Oh shit.
Is
the tunnel,
is the guard captain still at the entrance to the tunnel?
You're gonna have to check. You wouldn't know.
That was a vertical tunnel that we came down, was it not?
It was vertical 60 feet, and then we're 100 feet, so no, it wouldn't reach anyway.
Oh.
I was gonna cast message back and try to like tell them what's going on.
Try it anyway. See if it works. It's a cantrip. It can't hurt.
I mean, with that particular cantrip, it can't hurt, but there are plenty of cantrips that can.
Yeah, I'm aware of Mr. Chill Touch.
Can you guys hold on right here for a moment, and I'll run back a little bit and try to communicate to somebody, because I don't want us to go in here and then they're gonna have guards waiting, and then it just turns into a different fight.
I'm pretty sure you're
the one who's walking away.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
pretty sure you're the only one that can tell that dog to stay still.
Duragar.
Yes, the Draugr.
I say to the Duragar, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Oh,
we're playing Skyrim now.
I'm trying to communicate back to the people above that we don't want them to have bows at the ready when we try to come back out.
Okay. I'm
because
just gonna
the
go
guards
do some
are. Wait here.
Oh, I'm at the wall, like right there. It's gone from like it was before like a 40-foot wide tunnel down to about 20 feet now. And you see he immediately goes over and he starts chiseling into the wall. He takes out a small chisel.
Okay, so I turned to everybody. He's gonna be widening the tunnel. Just keep an eye on him. I'll run back 60 feet. I'll be able to communicate to somebody outside, tell them what's going on, and then I'll come right back.
I'm just going to stand there with my eyes fixed on this Duragar, and almost like a nervous tick, my wings are going to stretch out behind me and just tap, tap, tap against the wall.
What are the rest of you doing before I move over to what Camilla is doing?
Treek is going to slide against the wall, sit down, and pull out his fidget toy and start fidgeting with it very, very quickly and violently.
As you slide, you feel markings along your back in the wall.
I probably can't read them, but I'm going to look at them anywhere real quick.
You can, but they're very ornate.
Ah, cool. I don't. Just goes exactly to what I was saying I was doing.
What are the rest of you doing?
My detect magic would still be up. Am I seeing magic on the tunnel walls or anything?
No.
Darius, again, is just sitting bored on Quentin's back.
60 feet is just one round with a dash.
Yep.
It'd take me less than a minute to run back, say something, and then come back to you guys.
he's been bored this entire time.
He's not wrong. He's just sitting on the back of a badger, letting the badger go forward. He's just like, wake me up when we get there.
Basically.
Okay, so I run back.
Well, one sec. T, K, or V? Anything?
Nope.
Love
She's
that I
just
can
gonna
do
watch the. She's gonna watch the entrance.
I think V's gonna try to stick to the middle of the group. Maybe like kind of get a sense of who looks trustworthy. Like who looks like a good person, who looks like they might just be here for money.
Give me an insight check.
One for each person.
That's just
6.
how.
You have no fucking clue.
Fair enough. I'm just looking around.
You're trying to gauge some of these individuals, and some of them, like, especially like you kind of, your eyes first go to the fairy, and you're just like, he's just playing in the badger fur. Why am I trying to understand this? Camilla.
Yes.
So you run down 60 feet. You try to connect to the guard captain, and your spell fizzles.
I tried to connect to any of the dwarves that were out there previously.
You connect to the dwarf who's kind of stuck taking the lead.
Oh, the standing supervisor.
Yes.
Okay. Just so you're aware, this whole situation is because of a deal that went sour between the Duragar and your company. I don't know who's at fault here, but we are going to try to come to an agreement that'll bring the rest of the individuals back that were taken off.
Okay.
He can't respond to this. It's just he just hears me whispering to him.
Okay.
We will try to come back shortly, but this is not like them sacrificing them to like an eldritch deity or anything. This is just them taking these individuals as collateral for the agreement, not like there's nothing insidious going on here.
I mean,
More than an agreement going sour.
Alright.
And then I run back to the rest of the group.
You run back. The Duragar kind of notices you come up, puts away his chisel and stuff, kind of wipes the dust. Continues.
What were you carving?
Oh, just a little history of the moment. You look, and as you look at the wall, you realize there's writing in undercommon all through. And you realize it's just tales of what's gone on in the mines.
Oh, I've heard of this.
and they call it a mine.
Ha.
Just a way to communicate with each other.
Well, I speak Undercommon. Do I recognize what he just chiseled into the wall?
Yes. You see that he says, beware the scary demon man.
Perfect.
That's fair. I think that's fair. That sounds fair.
Are we good
Hi,
to move
everybody. I'm Camilla. In case I haven't introduced myself because of the heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment. What, only you guys can make the jokes?
No,
Yes.
not at all.
The rule.
They're all reluctantly thinking about how they don't want to introduce themselves ever.
I don't even introduce myself to you.
Correct.
Oh,
No, I actually was trying to open a sweet and sour sauce packet really hard.
Okay.
Darius.
Ooh, I get to make ramen in 20 minutes. Fuck yeah.
Darius is going
Such
to
priorities.
use dancing lights to make four small dancing lights go around above him as he flies up, does a bow, and introduces himself. I am Darius,
You bastard. Why would
Were
you
you the
the
one that
adventurer.
cast dancing lights while I was performing earlier?
Yes, I was.
Oh, thank you. I walk up and I like put my finger out to shake your hand.
He shakes your finger. Anywho, I gotta roll a d20 right now.
I was
No.
waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
There's a 7.
Oh my
Nice to meet you.
God,
4 and lower.
rolls. Holy
Yep.
shit.
I'm happy that you didn't explode me.
I
You
await.
don't
Hold
know
your
WoW
finger.
Magic Sorcerer.
Yeah, we don't
Oh
really know any of
no,
our
I
classes
I
to each
am
other.
happy, the player,
Oh,
that you
okay.
didn't just explode me.
But
Go ahead.
one thing. Well, I'm more tame than most other of my kind, and also a lot smaller. Do keep in mind it is best not to give your name to a fae.
Oh.
And
I tap my nose and cast message to him. I haven't.
And then he
Son.
will just drop back down onto
Quentin.
the badger.
Quentin Tarantino.
yes, I've been thinking it this entire time. I'm glad someone finally said it.
Even though Tarantino's not that great, but we'll continue.
I mean, yeah.
So you guys
So-
continue for about another good
I would have called
15.
him Quentin Badgertino.
15 minutes, and then you see he kind of slows down, looks around, walks over to the wall quick. You see he knocks 3 times, and what you see before you drops down, and you just see a massive cavern, probably about 200 feet wide, just of shanty houses. Except for in the center where there is a large building.
We are still up very high.
This is a recent acquisition.
Oh.
Quite the
It
settlement
was
here.
part of the deal.
Oh. Oh, okay. So okay, I'm taking notes.
I'm taking some kind of notes. They're useful, I don't know.
He continues inward. Go ahead.
Just
Baffled.
make sure that, just do me a favor. I'm saying this to the Duragar. Make sure that whoever we come to down here knows that we don't speak on behalf of the company itself, just the town. You know, the guards trying to recover the people.
Understood. One moment, and he says, I'd back up a bit. You see he casts Enlarge on himself. And for those of you that don't understand Undercommon, he belts out loudly. Camilla, you hear, hey, you guys! And you all hear
Really?
back a similar sound. Yes, I couldn't resist.
You
And you hear it echo,
motherfucker.
and then you hear a
Mother-
resounding reply. Thank you, Loxy. Yes, it is my birthday.
Birth.
Are they
you
gonna
see-
make him do the truffle shuffle?
No.
Enlarged truffle shuffle?
I'm actually not a massive fan of that movie, but I just like that joke.
I like the Goonies.
It's okay. I won't say it's a bad movie. I'm just not a massive fan.
Yeah,
Movie
fair
takes
enough. So-
aside.
Anyway.
So,
You see a bunch of Duragar start to come up, and they kind of look weary at first, and you see the enlarged Duragar kind of put his hands down, like, calm down, guys, calm down. And they all look really confused and start kind of shouting at him. Camilla, you understand it, kind of like, how dare you bring outsiders? We're kind of trying to deal with something here. And he's like, relax, guys. We're going to try to talk it out, deal with it. You know, like civil individuals, like we did with the deal starting. And a lot of them are arguing, why should we have to do that still? When obviously the deal is null and void. And it's just a lot of shouting. And then you guys all see even larger Duragar appear from just around the large building at the center. Go shout out in Undercommon. So you hear this. Everyone report to the main building now. And you see the Duragar that was with you guys, Tobias, start to shrink back down, and everyone kind of like turns and starts marching towards the center building. He says, well, you've got your audience.
that one's the leader.
I mean, that seems like a safe assumption.
Oh no, it's because I know dwarf stuff.
Okay.
As you guys walk through, you see these houses do look maybe a couple months old at most. They're all very run down. It looks like they were made of very limited materials. As you're walking through, and as you arrive at the large building, you see a large female Duragar standing at the center, her arms kind of crossed over a pickaxe, waiting on everyone to arrive. And as she notices you, you all hear in your heads, welcome, outsiders.
So my immediate response is, you must be the mind reader.
Treek is immediately gonna like swivel his head in the 360 and like have a panic. of some sort.
I'm gonna turn to Trake and cast message to him and just go, calm down. It's like mine, but better.
They're just gonna sit up. Are things finally getting interesting?
Probably
They might.
looking for a short rest.
And that is where we're going to end, guys.
Oh boy.
So we will start next week with your conversation with the mind reader. Otherwise, once again, thank you to my players for joining me. This is, as I said, first session of a new campaign. Still ironing out things, obviously. Still getting everyone kind of situated into our roles and everything, but we'll slowly get there, I promise. Otherwise, yet again, guys, thank you for joining me. Any questions, comments, concerns, as always, feel free to bring up to me. Any thoughts, ideas, and stuff. Also, as always, my
Can
DMs
I
are
bring
open.
up one thing?
Of course.
Like a sledgehammer of dissolved Duragar? Really?
There's a reason for it later that you will find out.
I mean,
Okay.
Everything
it
has
sounds
a
like
place.
classic betrayal.
It's like I didn't have this planned from the very beginning, huh? It's like I'm a DM that plans things? No, I only improvise.
That's That's what I've been aware of.
I'm just glad.
I mean, you're not incorrect. That is usually how I do everything.
About 40-60.
I'm just glad that the one that I rolled on that table for pulling out of the bag of tricks was a giant badger.
I know you got
That
so
was-
lucky.
Yeah.
Works well.
That was really good, yeah.
But yeah.
I wonder who got poisoned.
Spoiler alert, it was one of the miners.
Oh. If.
Rough.
Ooh, sucks.
Very
So-
nice. Very nice.
He went from almost having alcohol poisoning to vomiting up his entire day's worth of drinking.
God.
Oh.
Oh.
So he's gonna be
Poor
homesick
man.
for a couple days. It's like he got
Sorry,
that
not sorry.
what is it? Amika? What is it?
What?
I was making a
Eh?
COVID joke.
Amika.
Oh.
Omnicron.
Oh, Omnicron.
Ha
Amika.
ha ha.
You said,
I'm
you said
full of-
Omicron. I heard Army Crawl for a second.
Nah,
I
it's
got really
Omicron.
confused.
Because I don't want to say the actual thing because, YouTube will flag shit.
Are you still
Ah.
recording?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
so flag,
obviously
yeah.
you're going to
Okay.
get taken down
But
for
listen.
that information.
Listen,
Yes.
Omicron doesn't just mean a sickness now. Because now Final Fantasy XIV has Omicron enemies.
Valid. But yeah.
It didn't just mean a sickness in the first
Oh,
place.
no.
Words
I
have
know.
many meanings.
I know, that's the funny thing.
No, they only have one meeting.
But
Only.
thank you, everyone that tuned into stream. Thank you, those of you that wish me a happy birthday, both in chat and my players. Thank you guys so much. Next week we'll be continuing. As I said on my Discord, I'm going to start taking Wednesdays off. And then otherwise, I would normally do plugs here, but because I don't want to edit this YouTube video, I'm not going to this week. So
Fair.
thank you guys all for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.